let's do it this time. Okay, good evening. We are here today. Going
Join
to
the
have
Twitch chat,
trial.
please, and vote for
We're
one of
going
us.
to have a fair verdict. We're going to let both sides give out their evidence. Okay, the prosecutor is picking their charges.
Talking in sackcloth.
My gosh, this prosecutor's taking forever.
Yeah.
Do it, prosecutor.
There we go.
Okay, Mr. Gistle Nuts, accused of smelling his boss's feet. Very interesting. By that name, I'm not shocked. Okay.
Wow. Ma'am, it is innocent to prove guilty.
Yeah, whatever. Present your evidence.
Wow.
That's crazy.
There was a power outage. He couldn't see.
You couldn't see. Wow. Yeah,
Um.
very interesting. Next,
Wait.
present your
okay.
evidence.
Okay, so
I don't think you're supposed to do it all at once. That's why.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Um,
Oh, and then you
What do
choose
you
which
have?
one is best.
so
Yeah.
how do I present it?
You already
did.
picked one.
Okay.
You picked perfect for erasing traces, just not the visible ones. Oh, that was actually a good one. No,
No.
that counters your argument.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. In the dark, there's a power outage. Who's to say he didn't do it?
Yeah.
It was just a random. It was storming outside, Judge. It was storming.
Storming. Okay.
That means
still
there'd be
doesn't
lightning.
Take away the fact that that still doesn't take away the fact that it's just not the visible ones.
Donald,
George,
don't lie.
Oh my god.
Don't lie.
And
Bad omen
He
or
heard-
just an angry bird?
Angry
Yes.
bird.
as the lights went out, he heard a crow cawing, so he ducked.
So that's why he was at feet level.
Yes.
Okay. Very interesting. What's your counter argument, prosecutor? Either a mystery or someone's really bad day?
It was an actual crow. It was not some fake event.
Excuse
Please believe
me,
me, Judge.
you're not supposed to be talking. The prosecutor's supposed to be presenting their evidence. on why they
Judge,
that
based
card.
on the evidence, I think that somebody could have easily just felt like making someone else's day bad, so they decided to wait until it got dark during the storm to go underneath and sniff the victim's feet. And I think that that's unmorally
What is that?
incorrect to do that, especially in the dark. That doesn't seem very consentful, Your Honor.
But prosecutor-
Not consensual. I understand, not consensual. Okay.
Prosecutor, I need to get a word out. That does not disprove that he was not on the floor because the crow was cawing. It's a bad omen. Like Final Destination, you get down.
Are you saying your client is possessed?
No, he hid.
He hid and decided to smell the victim's
Yep,
feet.
No, it was all a lie.
It was
The victim had
the
no idea what
victim
they were
is
talking about.
falsely accusing Mr.
It was a
Jitzel
lie?
Nuts.
Yes.
I'm gonna write that in my notes. First of all, defense is saying that it's all a lie.
Yes.
So, here's the situation. You're saying it could be a ghost.
Excuse me.
So
Why
sorry.
did you pick another card? It wasn't your turn.
So sorry, Judge.
I'll allow it. Present, and then it is the defense's turn.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, I just think that a ghost, to say it was a ghost or a rat, does not necessarily seem normal. I don't know if you believe in the paranormal, but to think that the victim is making these things up, then I mean, we would have to say the victim is crazy, and I don't want to accuse the victim of schizophrenia when someone is a pervert.
All right. The defense, I'm gonna allow you to present your evidence, your counter argument.
Excuse my language, but holy effing airball. That's crazy. Oh shoot. Wait, no. I accidentally pressed the button.
Okay, I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Confusing a ghost and a rat with a crow? Coach, it's not good, Judge. It's not good. Let's see.
Any animal.
Let me know if you guys would like to call in a witness.
I found one, Coach.
Torn to shreds?
Mm-hmm.
The feet were torn to shreds?
No, the concert tickets, so he had to bend down to grab them. It's totally normal, it happens. Everyone drops stuff, Judge. You have to think about it. Think about it logically. It is what it is. It happens.
But from my understanding and in my notes, you have that heard a crow and dropped to the floor. So now it's a different story. Now it's he dropped concert tickets, correct?
Coach, Judge, I think you're supposed to, X those out.
X what out?
I think it's supposed to be one by one.
Yep, a lie. No, I don't think so. I think it's a lie.
No.
You're telling me how to judge?
No, Judge.
Yes,
no,
you
Your
are.
Honor. No, Your Honor. Alright, I rest my case.
I think he is kind of right, though. I think I am supposed to do a one by one and see who has the most X's. Okay. Before we continue, let me do my X's.
Okay.
Trying to find candles or panic. Perfect for erasing traces. Ooh, those two were really good. So what am I supposed to do? X out which one I think?
Honor, if you may let me speak,
good.
Your Honor, I feel like maybe we should call the witnesses to the stand.
You X out the ones that you don't like.
Okay, let's call the witnesses. Who are we calling first? Who wants to call first? The prosecutor does. Prosecutor's bringing in Dalton.
Yes.
What do you guys see? I don't get it. I see a dog. I'm not understanding.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Continue.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what button to press in order to get my my dog to talk.
Okay.
Maybe if there's something on your end, maybe something. Let's see.
There we go. You're green. Mystery number guaranteed scam.
Yes, Your Honor. I think it's a scam that we're getting. That now it was a bird to concert tickets. Did the bird eat the concert tickets, Your Honor? I'm not sure what the bird did to the concert tickets, or if the concert tickets were the reason or the bird was the reason. But here I have a dog. If it would speak, it would tell you that it saw everything. And I don't know how to get it to speak.
Okay, so So we're saying mystery number guaranteed scam. You're saying it's a scam?
I think it's a scam to get this victim to feel like they're liars, and I don't want to make the victim feel that way if we're getting two different stories based on this, and the victim has a strict story of what happened. Mr.
Okay.
Jitzel Nuts is clearly onto something.
Very interesting. Okay. I don't know how to get your witness to speak. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay, we're moving on. This is,
Sad clown.
yeah. You may present.
I think a witness
Evidence.
has to be another player.
I believe so. I
Yeah.
think a witness does have to be another
Yeah, I think
player.
it has to be another player. That's crazy. They should generate like an AI one for you,
Yeah.
or an NPC
Even
one
if
for you.
even if it's just like chat and they
Yeah.
can't do quiz. Like maybe you can ask it like basic questions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What?
This is the beginning of a societal collapse. Coffee
Well, we start-
shortage.
Your Honor,
No.
Your Honor, if I may speak, I
No.
feel like that's
Judge,
very.
it is my turn. You
that's
said
just
it was
an
my
excuse.
turn.
It is his turn to speak. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, Judge, it is the beginning of a societal collapse. She's over here coming, the prosecutor's over here coming with these random ideas, these random scams. Mystery number guaranteed scam. What is that supposed to mean, Judge? How does that apply to my client's case?
Very
It just
true.
does him no justice in this.
Okay. And what does the coffee shortage have to do with this?
Coffee makes everyone go crazy,
What?
with or without.
And what are you implying with that, sir?
Who knows what could have happened?
Who knows what could have happened? Are you implying that it was possible that Mr. Jitzel Nuts smelled his boss's feet?
Oh, man.
No, he did not. My client is innocent.
You don't even know what your client got going on.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
trying not to laugh. My client is innocent.
Right. So, again, what are we talking about the coffee shortage making people go crazy? How does that...
You
It
better
is
How does
stop
that-
throwing
societal
shit at me and
collapse.
focus on your case.
You know how people are? Like they say, America runs on Dunkin'. Hope you get sponsored one day. Anyways, America runs on Dunkin'. Without Dunkin', America would not run.
So you're telling me he wasn't socially able to function because of
No.
the coffee shortage?
Maybe?
Are you implying that he could have
No.
done?
He couldn't have because it wasn't him.
So I'm not understanding. Very sus.
I give up.
Coffee shortage makes people go crazy. These notes are not looking good for you, sir.
I feel targeted.
Okay. Prosecutor?
I think that their defense is just, it feels like it's stuck on the same old song on repeat of excuses. Nothing's really adding up, Your Honor, and I feel like these stories are just made up in order to cover up the fact that Mr. Gisselnuss definitely was smelling his boss's feet. And we can't keep letting this person be a menace to society, and it could end up with another victim, Your Honor.
Okay. Heard.
Heard. Hmm.
What?
You say my client is this pervert, this monster, this thingy. My client is as innocent as they come. They cough just smoking a little cigarette. a little cigar. They cannot do anything bad. They are as innocent as they come.
Your
He
Honor,
can't be no gangster or wanna be some pervert. No, look at him. He's just
Honor,
some poor old
for
man.
an objection, Your Honor. That's another excuse, Your Honor. Your Honor, I don't think anything is adding up.
Your Honor, it is the truth.
What? Which one is the truth, Your Honor? Which one
All
can
of
we
it, that
really
he's
say happened,
innocent.
Your Honor? These stories.
He's innocent.
If we go back to the roots of this story, this made up event that you said happened, there's 3 different versions of it, Your Honor. It seems very guilty, and I wouldn't trust it, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there's always been one version.
And Your
It's
Honor,
the
this
only
clown has
version
been
because
crying. Look at this. Look at this, Your Honor. Your Honor could be. Your Honor, this could be another
Your Honor,
victim.
Your Honor, this is my witness. This poor sad clown is witnessing this travesty. We cannot let this go. We
Your
have to
Honor,
protect this
Your
innocent
Honor, how did the
people's lives.
clown? How did the clown see what happened if it was dark and storming, Your Honor? Your Honor.
That one was disproven.
Dude, that's what you're supposed to be defending. I say it's disproven. Your Honor, he's actively lying on oath. Your Honor,
Me and Your Honor had talked about this already.
Your Honor,
Next.
this is
Well,
false.
I've made my decision. In the case of Mr. Gistelnuts being accused of smelling his boss's feet, he is found guilty.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm being judged.
Guilty.
You're gonna be the judge
I'll be
I'm
defense.
gonna deal with both of y'all. Partially.
Plead innocence by building your case with evidence cards. Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
Go.
I'm a really good lawyer.
Prosecutor. Why did that prosecutor have the hardest time? Thank God.
Mr.
What the heck?
LOL Hopton is accused of making someone with black sticky liquid off the wall. Oh god.
What do you have to say for this?
Well,
I'm doing it one by one, so it'll have match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoever gets
Okay.
2 out of 5 wins. And the old match will not interfere with the new matches.
You got a cigarette.
You understand? So whatever said in match 1 cannot be brought up in match 2.
what do you mean?
Hey yo.
Match 1 is his own match. Match 2 is its own match. Match 3 is his own
Hey
match.
yo, you son of a bitch. You got
Like
a
5
cigarette.
different reasons and 5 reasons he did it. What the- How do I do this?
Wait.
Oh, this
Hold
way.
on. You didn't
It's
let me
my turn?
go. I didn't even get to go.
What the fuck
Oh.
is going on, man?
Stop it.
Give me
How
a
do I?
fucking
Oh, that's
cigarette.
how you do it. Sorry, there we go. I found out how to do it now. Can you just stay there permanently? Oh, that's nice.
Oh my god. No, you would be a leader that abuses their power, clearly. Abusive.
Hold on.
False. False leadership falls under you. Sorry to tell you.
Okay, and then how do I place my evidence?
Well, you just did it.
Okay.
Actually,
Well, first of all, ketchup in the break room is so expired, okay? So expired that it turned black, okay? Now, if you take a look at the ketchup bottle, it is still full. It's still there. It's never been used, okay? Until that day. Okay? Wasn't my client. Somebody else in the break room did it. Not my client.
Okay. So
Somebody is
what you're
accusing my
saying-
client.
Someone's accusing your client of something they never done.
Yeah, it wasn't touched until that day. And let me tell you, my client wouldn't do that.
Okay, does your defense rest?
Yeah?
Okay. Prosecutor, go.
Alright, so Your Honor, the charge is making someone lick a black sticky liquid off the wall. Now you're saying that the client voluntarily let this person lick it, or they made them lick it, and I feel like they made them lick it. And obviously we have freedom to do what we want in this world, but there comes with a limit and conditions, Your Honor. Making someone lick black liquid is different from accusing someone of making you do something. This is forcefully onto this victim, and I think, you know, that's just horrible to make someone lick old black sticky liquid, but still, at the end of the day, you're forcing them.
Alright, so you're saying...
Your Honor,
Well, let me verify. You're saying that the electronics made him do it?
The electronics.
Okay. Go ahead, respond.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor, the prosecutor is saying that there's free will. I understand that. However, it wasn't my client who did that, okay? Somebody else, okay, I don't know what was going on in the break room, but somebody else was involved with that, had nothing to do with my client, okay? That's what I'm saying. This prosecutor is saying that my client made somebody do it. What I'm saying is, whether somebody did it, I don't know, but I'm letting you know now, my client wasn't involved at all. And I can prove that. May I present my evidence? Or not yet? Oh, you have questions, Your Honor? Go ahead.
Yes. So you're saying you knew the black liquid was there, he knew. However, you had nothing to do with the black liquid at all.
Yes, I knew the black liquid was present because, as proven in my evidence, there was an expired ketchup case, the expired ketchup bottle that was never used, okay? And it was expired to the point where it turned black. It was never used until that day, okay? And the prosecutor is accusing that it is my client. And I'm here today to prove that it was not my client.
Alright. Prosecutor, last statement.
Listen, Your Honor, we could erase
Your Honor!
any excuse.
Your Honor!
But
Your
that doesn't.
Honor!
That
I
doesn't.
object!
What?
Your Honor!
No, you
Your
didn't let me
Honor!
speak over there.
Speak first.
First of all,
1 second.
you're not
defense
getting
attorney.
away with this at all. Oh my God!
Your Honor, she was not allowed to choose her. She was not supposed to choose her evidence. The prosecutor was not supposed to choose their evidence.
Also true. We were going by round basis.
So
Automatic default. First point to attorney.
what?
Defense attorney. Okay, you're saying they're trying to erase whatever happened? Prosecutor?
Bree, thank you for
Oh, I'm allowed
following.
to speak. Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Anyways, this person is trying to erase what the victim is saying, and now saying that the victim has lied is insane, Your Honor, because why would they allow themselves to lick something up? And they're saying it's this person, Your Honor. We wouldn't be here today standing cross Mr. Lolo Pop Dep because because if it wasn't true, Your Honor, he would not be accused of this and be standing here charged with this. We would have an ongoing investigation, and we wouldn't have our suspects across making an excuse about what they did and didn't do. It was clearly them, and that is why they're here with us today, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may.
1 second.
Alex.
Fuck you.
Defense attorney, go.
First of all, may I address that card and then provide my evidence?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, and I wrote down my notes. Let me get my notes. Prosecutor is saying we lied and we're making excuses. I'm not making excuses, okay? I've already said that there was expired ketchup, that there was black liquid. However, it was not my client, okay? They're accusing my client. Let me go ahead and provide some evidence right now.
When you guys would like to call your witness, let me know.
Our witness doesn't work.
It's okay. We'll spin it.
Oh, you want me to do a voice?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Defense attorney, I need an answer.
Okay, I've presented mine. Access badge. This is my client's first week of work at the job, okay? In order to get into the break room, you need an employee badge. Now, they have told my client that they will not provide my client with an employee badge until the second week, okay? To make sure, obviously, that my client is staying there because that company has a high turnover rate, first of all, okay? So, to ensure that they're not wasting money, the company will not be giving out employee badges until the end of the second week of work, okay? So in order to get into the break room, you need an employee badge. You need to scan your employee badge. Now that is proven, okay, that my client was not the only one in the break room, okay? That's my case. That's my evidence. Okay?
Does anyone want to call witnesses?
Well, we can try. Who am I calling? That's him! That's him! That's Larry! Is that my witness?
Yes.
Yes, it is. That is Larry the expert, okay? He has taken fingerprints at the job, and he has taken a look at the technology, the scanner for the badge, okay? He noticed that there was another employee, 2 other employees actually, that scanned in at that time, okay? He's also taken fingerprints from the ketchup bottle.
All right. So, Your Honor,
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Your Honor,
never mind. That's the prosecutors.
The defense's client was having a sign in the break room that said "free hugs," and this is my witness and the victim, the stressed intern. As you can see, he seems very stressed out due to the fact that the violent and forceful man over there, Mr. Lolo Pop Dep, licked the made him lick the black sticky liquid off the wall, and I feel like doing that to the very stressed intern. And you said that this company has a high turnover rate, and I feel like this could be one of the reasons why, Your Honor. And it doesn't seem like this person, Mr. Lolo Pop Dep, is helping the company or himself in this situation, Your Honor.
How that? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Thank you,
Is
Your
there any
Honor.
truth to that?
Your Honor, if I may, let me take a look at my notes here. The prosecutor is implying that the high turnover rate, is caused by my client because of the free hugs. Excuse me.
It's due for the fact that there's bullying going on.
Keep going.
The prosecutor is claiming that the free hug sign has also, how do I say, added on to the turnover rate. Excuse me, my client started here last week, hence why my client hasn't received an employee scan-in badge. So to imply that the reason of the turnover rate is because of my client and their free hug sign is absolutely atrocious, okay? My client is a very nice person. Hugs matter. It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Do you see why that, why their witness is a stressed intern? This is a very stressful job. So in light of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, my client here thought it would be nice to offer free hugs to those who needed it. So for the prosecutor to go and imply
Your Honor, if I may.
that's the reason for the high turnover
Objection,
rate,
Your Honor, if I may.
absolutely
may.
what a disgrace. What?
Okay.
Your Honor, that to basically the defendant is saying that yes, the person that's being accused, Mr. Lalo Pop Depp, was in fact in the break room because they did have a sign. Your Honor, the defendant made it clear that Mr. Lalo Pop Depp was in the room, and to say that the victim is making this up and it's somebody else and it wasn't them. Were they or were they not in the room, Your Honor? Were they or were they not?
Okay.
Your Honor, I have never said that my client was never in the room. So let's get that straight, Mr. Prosecutor. I said that there were 2 other employees who scanned in at the time of the break room. My employee was in the break room, but my employee did not make somebody lick black sticky liquid off of the wall, okay? Okay. Now, hold on. Let me pick my card.
Yep. Add to your defense.
Okay, invitation card canceled or forgotten. So if we're gonna go on about these free hugs, hold on. If we're gonna go on about these free hugs, okay,
Make
it's
the connection.
because it is because okay, it was also a very sad day. Okay, they were supposed to, excuse me, they were supposed to have an employee party in the break room. Okay, however, it was declined. The invitation cards were declined, okay? The company decided that they weren't going to do it. They didn't have enough for the budget because of the high turnover rate, okay? So, my client decided to offer people free hugs in the case of employees being disappointed because corporate America does not care about its employees.
You may respond. Final statements.
Your Honor, she wasn't supposed to.
I know you're supposed to respond to
the
last one.
Okay.
And then go to the next one.
Well, Your Honor, I'm sorry, but just to do all of this and just really just go around in circles, Your Honor, and nothing's really making much sense anymore. It just seems like someone got cold feet when they were trying to be gangster and made someone lick something off the wall, and they just don't want to be charged with such events because, you know, who does that to someone, Your Honor? And especially when they're supposed to be a corporate party, why would you try to do that in front of other employees, Your Honor? And it just doesn't make sense to do that. And I just...
Corporate party was canceled.
Okay. Respond. Defendant.
Respond or present my evidence.
Either or. You can present it if that's your response.
Hey, you guys say
Okay, is this ghosting or a social murder? I think that this prosecutor is trying to socially murder my client, okay? I think the prosecutor is trying to create a bad rep for my client.
A smear campaign?
Yeah, a smear campaign, because my client is new, okay? I think the prosecutor is over here making these false accusations, claiming that it is my client who did this crime, but it was not my client. My client is innocent, okay? We even have, as I'm referencing, our expert, Larry the expert. He found fingerprints on the ketchup bottle that were not linked to my client's DNA evidence that was not linked to my client, okay? This is an absolute lie. They are trying to damage the image of my client.
Alright, thank you. Respond to that without using a card.
Your Honor, I wouldn't be standing here before you and telling you that this person, Mr. Lollipop Depp, did this to this victim. Again, Your Honor, I will stress this again, Your Honor. We wouldn't be standing here today if the defendant didn't have someone to defend. Again, this client is clearly here for a reason, and there's nothing else we can do about that, your client, because they were the ones there in the room during a possible event and stressed this intern out. This person is a new hire, Your Honor. They went through all the HR policies on what they should and shouldn't be doing, and here they are stressing the intern out, and I just feel like it's very unfair, especially with the high turnover rate, and especially being a new hire as well. Just doing that to...
Okay, wrap it up.
Well, I'm presenting it to you, Your Honor.
We need to keep going.
Holy yeah!
Prosecutor. Okay, thank you. Present your last card.
Okay, let me see. I feel like no matter what gesture my client does, okay, it is gonna be deemed as suspicious or dangerous or anything of that sort, okay? Again, I feel like this is a smear campaign. They're trying to make my client look bad. They've come up with so many, first of all, the prosecutor doesn't have their story straight, okay? They're saying that the high turnover rate is because of my client. Okay, now they're
False,
saying
Your Honor.
that this stressed intern is a new hire. Okay, if that's the case, I'm pretty sure that my client would be stressed. That my client would be stressed as well. I'm sure my client should be stressed as well. Okay, to sit over here and try to run a smear
Your
campaign
Honor, they
on my
went through
client
the HR policies.
Oh, sorry.
absurd.
Keep going.
Absurd. I rest my case. Absurd.
Okay. Go ahead.
Your Honor, Your Honor, the universe is reminding us that this is absurd to be here today if it wasn't for the accused to do this crime. And I'm just saying for you to look at all the evidence, Your Honor, because were they or were they not in the room? What actually happened? Why were they giving out hugs? Why did they make someone vulnerable and then make them lick something off the wall? They were in the same room. Sure, there were other witnesses to the stress intern. If there was only 2 other people, Your Honor, it's just an interesting story, Your Honor, and it's up to you.
Okay. There's been a lot of arguments back and forth being presented on both sides. Any very last minute statements for both sides? Defense? A minute or less.
My client is innocent, okay? I feel as presented, especially with Larry the expert finding fingerprints on the ketchup bottle that does not link to my client, DNA does not link to my client. I feel that proves that my client is innocent. I also feel as him finding that 2 other employees scanned their employee badge into the break room at that same time as well implies that there were more people in the break room and not just my client. My client is innocent. I rest my case. Throw the book. I can't throw the book.
Defense, go.
Your Honor, I just ask you to look at the stress intern's face and understand that he would not be here today just standing before you looking the way he does. And I just ask you to take a moment to look at those rosy cheeks and understand where he's coming from. That's it, Your Honor.
Alright. Over all the provided facts. I have decided. He is
Not
guilty.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
False.
I really like the smear campaign.
Yes! Woohoo!
Okay, I'm the judge now.
Okay, wait.
I'm the judge.
Okay, I'll be prosecutor.
I'm about to say, no, I never played prosecutor.
Oh, okay, let me do defense then.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
you.
I put up a good defense.
I feel like I'm too
So did I.
not here for
It's
this.
okay.
That was fun. I feel like I put up a good defense. A backflip? Do a flip? No, I can't. Alright, let's do this. Alright. So now Nanu's gonna be the prosecutor.
Yep.
That's gonna be the judge. I'm still
Yep.
on defense.
Why the fuck do you look like
Ugh.
that? What kind of fucking prosecutor? What the hell? Wow, thank you for coming in a suit. Do you own a fucking suit? Anyways. Okay.
He can't talk right now because he's choosing the charge.
We're gathered here today with the prosecutor and the defendant, attorney Alexander YDG, and your prisoner next to you until proven innocent or guilty. So we're gonna shut. Who did that?
Nanu.
You, mother. You're gonna fail. Just so you know, I'm gonna purposely fail you. You have no case. That's it, innocent immediately.
I think we get to make our own cards too, but
I made this one, and this one's amazing.
Magneto, not protection. Not protecting mutants.
Wow, Magneto got a makeover, but okay.
Okay, I'm defending Magneto. Let's do it.
All right.
Yana, please allow me.
We're gonna start off today, and we're going to introduce ourselves first. Who are you, prosecutor?
I'm the best.
Excuse me. No time for ego in this courtroom. You understand? Your ego must be placed outside of my courtroom, or you will not have a case to prosecute. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor! It is Your Honor!
Yes, Your Honor!
Yeah, I almost smacked you. Okay. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and get presented with,
She didn't introduce herself.
whose courtroom is this?
Are you telling the judge what to do?
Whose courtroom is this? Is this your courtroom?
And then...
No coughing! Oh my god, we got COVID-19 in here. 3219. Alright. Go ahead.
This is bad. Listen.
No whispering.
Please allow me to, you know.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No half sentences.
Your Honor, please allow me to present.
Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Press the button.
Go ahead.
Okay. Treasure map.
Layout. What?
When Magneto had everyone, he was trying to protect them on this island, supposedly. Yet some reason, on the day that humans show up, on the day that other people that are not mutants show up, it gets attacked? I believe he brought that person in there on purpose. Magneto is a fraud, and he's not claiming what he should.
And so let me get this correct, prosecutor. You're saying that there was a treasure map, and this is where Magneto was keeping the mutants, and it got attacked?
No, I'm saying the map to where he and all the mutants was like a treasure map that he leaked.
That's what I said. Okay. It
Yeah,
seems like
okay,
you
yes.
don't understand what you're... Okay. Alright. Go ahead, Alex.
Hold on.
Okay. No, I hope
Sorry,
you're
I was
taking
writing
notes,
my
because
notes.
this is crazy for you to do that.
No.
I have to stay on top of what the prosecutor is accusing my client of. Yeah. If it's hidden, there's definitely a reason. You're claiming that where my client Magneto was holding the mutants was like a treasure map. You're saying that it was like a treasure map for the humans. However, most treasure maps are hidden, Your Honor. Okay? Now, the reason treasure maps are hidden is because there's definitely a reason. So, for the
What's the
prosecutor
reason?
to...
Did I say speak? No. Excuse you.
For the prosecutor to claim that my client Magneto was not protecting mutants is absolutely false, due to the fact that he's referencing that it's like a treasure map. Obviously, the humans were not supposed to find it, and it was hidden. Again, most treasure maps are hidden. If it's hidden, it's because there's a reason, and the reason is Magneto was absolutely trying to protect his kind, the mutants.
Yes, very good. Okay, let's go back over to the prosecutor. I have a question, Prosecutor Tiger.
Dear Magneto!
This is very interesting because, you know, the defendant is the attorney is saying that yes, that this was hidden and this is supposed to be a safe space for the mutants. Now, why are you calling it a treasure map? That is my question. Can you please answer that?
For the people that have control of Sentinels, that's exactly what it is. Their job is one and one only. Wipe the earth for all humans. And if he was trying to protect it so well, why did he not destroy the encrypted USB? I would make sure there would be no evidence. But what did he do? He left it out, left it to be touched and tainted by human hands.
I see.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
It's still very fishy, but yes. Okay. Attorney, can you please go ahead and answer back to what the prosecutor was saying? To leave that out to the WHO?
Right. So he's saying that, you know, the reason it's like a treasure map is because the USB should have been destroyed. The reason the USB was not destroyed was not up to my client Magneto. Okay? It was up to no other than the lovely Charles Xavier. Okay? Charles Xavier did not want that USB destroyed because unfortunately Magneto and Charles do have a bit of a disagreement, but what Charles says goes, and Charles does try to work with the US government.
I see.
Okay? And there's some things that Charles does that obviously we can't stop him, but for him to say that my client is not protecting the mutants, that's all my client is about. My client wants to protect the mutants, okay? So him saying that we should have destroyed the USB, I understand that, but it was not up to my client.
Okay.
My client is following orders from the man himself, okay? Charles Xavier.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we're gonna go back over to you, prosecutor. Can you please present evidence that proves that his intentions were not to protect the mutants?
To me, my X-Men.
In his diary, there were several entries of him trying to benefit himself and himself only, no matter what the cost was. He has always been about him. I'm hearing that Xavier.
Do you have copies?
That, but I do not believe what they're saying.
Do you have copies?
My witness does. My witness is.
Your witness. Present your witness, prosecutor.
You got to.
Oh, I did that.
Scroll wheel.
Oh.
And then
not that one. Not that one.
Oh.
That's guilty or not guilty. That one?
Yeah.
Red?
How do I call the witness to stand, send them back to their seat? Okay.
Yeah, so click on Nano's witness, which is red.
Okay.
My witness is this poor old truck driver. He's been constantly on the run hiding this diary. Even now, we still don't know where it's at. However, several people have admitted to seeing this, including my witness himself.
And may I ask, hold
Yes.
on, excuse me, this is not adding up to me for a second, because what is this truck driver doing with Magneto's diary?
He's constantly on the run, trying to protect himself.
On the run with his diary?
No, with Magneto's diary, yes. Because otherwise Magneto would send people to destroy it.
So he was on the run. It seems like Magneto is a victim, because how'd he get his diary stolen that could also have the information of the mutants and where they're located? I feel like you're tampering with evidence.
Your Honor. Exactly, Your Honor.
No, that is not true, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna skip you for a second. Okay.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, you may move forward, please.
Okay, Your Honor, he's saying that the truck driver has Magneto's diary, okay? And he's saying that the diary has several entries about only protecting Magneto. That is false. Of course, Magneto, first of all, would want to protect himself because he is one of the only few people other than Charles who's willing to do anything and everything for these mutants. Secondly, he's claiming that this truck driver has been on the run. On the run from who? Exactly. On the run from who? And secondly, why does he have
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Are you whispering? In my courtroom? In my courtroom, you feel the need that it is okay to speak when evidence is being presented to me? You will respect my courtroom and not act as dazed as you seem. Do you understand? Or you will continue to be silenced in this courtroom.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, it's not making sense. He's saying the truck driver's on the run. One, I think clearly he's on the run because he's reading a diary that does not belong to him.
Yes,
and there
Magneto
is
seems
obviously...
a little aqua blue today.
It's just not adding up. Why is he on the run, and why does he have Magneto's diary? It's not making sense, Your Honor. May I present my evidence?
Yes, please. Please, go ahead.
Okay.
I can't believe you came in here with a cigarette.
Your Honor, you have one too.
Whose courtroom is this?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You better give me a cigarette after this. The fact that you got one and I don't. I got a cigar. I'm stressing over here over this case because you got me reading all of this caca.
Also, Your Honor, if we're going back to the diary, okay? The handwriting is more encrypted than classified files. So my question is, why is this truck driver running away? Who is he taking this diary to? Who can read this diary? Okay? Not the average human can understand this diary. So who is this truck driver going to with Magneto's diary?
Yes. Okay, give me 1 second to get the answer. Excuse me, prosecutor.
Yes.
Is your witness a mutant and has personal issues with Magneto to steal his diary and to expose the mutants in such a way that it caused Magneto to fight and try to defend these mutants to the point where it felt like he could not protect them?
No, Your Honor.
No!
My witness, the truck driver, is running away trying to expose his secrets.
For what? What is the relation between Magneto and your truck driver? You're taking too long to answer.
Mutant.
Can you call the witness? Attorney, can you please call your witness to the stand?
Yes.
Please call your witness to the stand. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Did it come up? Okay, this is the male woman, okay? Now, she often delivers mail to our Charles Xavier school, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Is it called the X Mansion?
Okay.
Yes.
The mutant school. Yes, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, so she's there pretty often. She's familiar with the staff. But she is claiming on the night of I want to say June 1st, okay? Not the night, I'm sorry, because they don't deliver mail at night. The afternoon of June 1st, she saw...
Was it daylight savings?
Somebody... Huh?
Was it daylight savings? You never know.
Sure. Yeah, it might have been. She claims to have seen somebody on the school grounds who she normally doesn't see. Now, she shrugged it off because she believed that maybe it may have been a new hire from Charles Xavier or Magneto. However, I believe that may have been the truck driver, and that is how he was able to obtain such vulnerable belongings.
Okay. This is a very interesting case. Prosecutor, do you have anything to say to that? You may speak.
Okay, let me present my next evidence, Your Honor.
Okay, present evidence. We're back with the truck driver on the stand. Security camera. Has it ever
People
been
like to
turned
say
on?
it's all this conspiracies, everything going on right now,
Conspiracy.
saying that this is supposed to work, this is supposed to not work, this is supposed to happen, this is not supposed to happen.
Uh-huh.
When we need safety, when we need comfort in our own lives, we will go to the extreme lengths just to get that. Whether
Mhm.
that's causing, someone to be exposed for their true nature, or
Mm.
whatever else it may be.
Mm.
All they did was find a diary that just happened to be Magneto's diary, which is why they're hiding it, because Magneto wrote some heinous things inside of it. They have to constantly be on the run, otherwise there would be no more proof of it.
Well, but
They
okay.
would have tried to hide everything else.
So why not give it back to Magneto instead of risking the fact that the location of the mutants could be exposed? Prosecutor, please make this make sense.
Because along with that map that's in there, he wrote all the bad things that he wants to do, has to do. He is not in any way, shape, or form protecting the mutants. Yes, the map is out there exposed, but in the first place, he let it. In the first place, he wrote it down.
So, prosecutor, are you saying that there's more to this case than not just protecting the mutants? What case are we really defending?
That he is trying to hurt the mutants.
Not protect the mutants. Okay, so he's not trying to protect the mutants at all?
No.
But you said he would do anything for what was This is very tricky. Please.
Or anything to harm them.
But I'm not understanding. It's just very interesting how the truck driver fears Magneto in such a way that he does not want to bring back the diary of Magneto to him. And Magneto would not tear the mutants apart, especially knowing Charles would not approve. And as I understand, they're very close. So it confuses me such as why he would not protect the mutants. And you're saying he would execute them?
Yes, and didn't the defense earlier say that they were on opposing terms? That it's Charles the one that made everything happen and not him? So wouldn't that
Well,
mean that
sometimes
they're
I'm
opposing?
on opposing terms with my siblings, but that does not make us less siblings. And as I understand, Magneto and Charles have known each other for quite some time, so you're saying this is not just betrayal, but betrayal from both ends?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
I'm not
Your
sure
Honor, if I
anymore.
may.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're not sure. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Your Honor,
Yes.
the prosecutor is stating that Magneto, my client, and Charles Xavier are on opposing terms. While, yes, they did have some sort of agreement, that does not mean that their entire relationship is bad, okay? They have their own disagreements, but again, they are like brothers, okay? Which is why he respected the fact that the USB and the map was not destroyed. Again, because Charles has certain policies in place to protect the mutants with the US government, and Magneto is just respecting the wishes of Charles Xavier, okay? And I think that proves there that their relationship is not entirely bad. While they may have a few agreements, does not mean that my client, Magneto, would fully betray Charles Xavier in the way that he's accusing. And let alone, I'm sorry, it's one more thing, the mutants as well. Charles and Magneto are two people who do anything, go to the ends of this earth to protect the mutants.
Okay. That was very long. Thank you, attorney. Go ahead. Prosecutor, you have room to go ahead and defend yourself.
So, as
Release.
last stated, that they're trying to do anything to, protect them, or whatever he's trying to make believe, Magneto.
Okay.
Really, it's Magneto is forcing these kids to work, forcing them to, grow more powerful, forcing them to, endanger themselves constantly, while Charles wants to nurture the kids. He wants to take care of them. He wants them to use their gifts freely in a safe environment. Magneto is just trying to raise warriors. He does not care.
So
They're
you're
just
saying
shields
he's
to
not
him.
necessarily protecting mutants, he's creating soldiers.
Yes.
Can you please present evidence?
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Spent more time polishing than playing. Those kids were like slaves. They were just soldiers. They were just bodies, shields, swords for him. They had no education. They had no childhood. They were one simple thing that they were.
Okay. So, again, this goes back to what we're saying is that this is not necessarily a crime to gather what could possibly be a cult. Or if these mutants are with Magneto, wouldn't that be part of their own free will? And whatever happens with Magneto, shouldn't that also be part of their own free will because they chose to be with him?
No, it's like a regime. They are not allowed to leave.
They're not allowed to leave.
They're stuck there.
They're okay. But if it seems that if they are in a cult and they belong with Magneto, wouldn't it seem like if he had this private island, he is protecting them, and they're not allowed to leave because he wants to protect them from the outside world of people hunting them? Interesting.
Your Honor,
attorney, you have room to speak.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit confused. I'm missing a card from the last one. So do I present a card for that last one?
No, please go ahead and try to argue that the prosecutor is saying that you are having soldiers there and you're recruiting people. Now, is this a cult? Is this a gang? What are we actually dealing with? And are these mutants there on their own free will? What is actually going on, and why does it seem like they're not being protected based on the truck driver stealing Magneto's diary? Again, it feels like something or someone is being betrayed or dealing with betrayal, and I'm not understanding why this truck driver has no powers yet obtained a private notebook from Mr. Magneto's chambers.
And you know what, Your Honor? Not only that, okay, but he obtained the diary because it is true that Magneto, my client here, does go from the X-Mansion to Genosha frequently. Okay, he was currently planning a trip to Genosha. Okay, so he had his diary in his old suitcase.
Oh, okay? You see this evidence, Mr. Prosecutor?
Now, this old suitcase holds secrets, okay, that this truck driver invaded Magneto's privacy. Okay? Now, his diary was set aside. It wasn't in the open, and it was definitely nobody's Magneto didn't give anyone permission to go ahead and invade his privacy. So this is totally absurd. That truck driver should have never obtained Magneto's diary. And again, that obtaining the diary doesn't prove or provide any factual evidence that Magneto does not want to protect the mutants. If anything, I feel it adds on that he does want to protect the mutants because he held this in secretive places that were not meant to be, invaded.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look over the evidence really quick. Prosecutor, you have one more evidence to present, as the attorney has the defendant to present to. Before we continue, attorney, would you have one more evidence that you would like to present before we finalize and continue with what we got? We do have to figure this out because it seems like, this could be falsely accused. We don't really know where this truck driver, what their intentions are. As a witness, it seems very fishy. So please look over your evidence. Attorney, you have one more to present before the prosecutor has their last evidence to present, and then you will present your last evidence, and then we will go ahead with a verdict. Okay? All right. So go ahead, look over your notes. And let me know when you're ready, both of you. Hey, you better stop smoking
Yes, Your
that
Honor.
cigarette.
Again, Your Honor, the fact that this truck driver was on the run, trying to erase, the paper, trying to erase his trail, but it doesn't erase the mistake that he made of invading Magneto's privacy
This is true.
when the diaries and the USB drives were not out open to the public. They were in secretive places that were not meant to be touched by the public.
Okay. All right. And go ahead, prosecutor. You have time to present your last evidence, and we'll be back to the attorney to present hers. Continue.
Alright. Chipmug, every sip, a little bit courage. Or whatever it says.
Okay, interesting.
A test of courage. My witness here, the truck driver, has to be, take that sip every day. That courage. You guys are focusing so much on the property and what it can mean. It's loosely leather and a bunch of paper. It is not that important. What's important is what's inside of it.
Of something that you call a treasure map, and if I believe a treasure map is something where you need to find something very valuable. So what? I'm very confused on your defense now, prosecutor. Okay, silenced. Okay, all right. Attorney.
Your Honor, if I may present my last
Go ahead.
Okay, it was also found that the truck driver had some very disturbing emails about my client Magneto and how he is unhappy with the way that he and Charles Xavier run things with the mutants. Now, whether he has a personal problem with my client is another story, but what they're claiming here, that Magneto is not protecting the mutants, is absolutely absurd, absolutely false.
Huh. Alright, well, I have thought about that for a whole 2 seconds.
Did Teddy have his medicine?
What the hell?
No. Did Teddy have his medicine?
No.
You're disrupting my courtroom with personal issues. Please wait until the courtroom is done. Thank you, prosecutor. In the event... Excuse me. In the event...
Please.
We're still speaking in my courtroom. Every time
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay. Anyways. In the event of Magneto being accused of not protecting the mutants, I find... You want to be silenced? You want to be silenced? Try again. Ready? Silenced. 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 Silence. Last time you will be silenced. Do you understand?
Not guilty.
Silenced. Not guilty in the event that they did nothing wrong.
Hell yeah, 2 for 2.
Oh my god.
No, you, oh my god, that defense was crazy. I want to be the attorney now.
I'm going to fucking bed. I can't.
What?